Hey everyone, it's your favorite ink slinger, your friendly neighborhood ink slinger, and yes, I am your favorite. And if I'm not, it's okay. Please like, share, and subscribe. Outstanding. I never thought I would say that. Anyways, episode 22. Today is Tuesday, November 26th of the year 2024. Last I checked, I believe I'm 20 days. I might be 19 days away from December 13th, which is the day that the book is set to release online, in PDF format only because it's free. I'm sorry I can't pay to print out all those books and hand them out. I'm not built like that financially. I'm not there yet. Give me some time. Outstanding. All right. So today, between the hours of 4:40 in the morning and 5:31 a.m., between that time, I finished chapter 14, which means I finished the novel because it's 14 chapters. So what's next, right? Well, first, just think about that. Just think about what you can do, because I've done that. Now it's taken me 3 years, right? But in the last 6 months, well, that's lies, because I believe I started in February and we're in November. So in the last 9 months, I've probably written well over the half of the. I probably started at chapter 5, or chapter 4. I'll look to be on the safe side. But the majority of the book was written in less than a year because I dedicated and I had razor sharp focus for 51 minutes Monday through Friday. Did I miss some days? Yes. But you don't beat yourself up about it. Hey, I missed it. Let's not miss it tomorrow, right? And if you miss a few, I think I did miss a few days. I think there were like a few times where I missed like 3 or 4 days. You know, like when we were in Cabo, anytime we were on vacation, it's okay. You come back, you get to it, you're going to finish it, right? And then obviously I set the date of December 13th, which really, I was like, oh God, now I really got to finish it. So remember, you can do a lot with the time that you have, even if all you have is 15 minutes, right? This nonsense that, I got to quit my job because I need 8 hours to write. If you're not writing 15 minutes now, you're not going to write 8 hours tomorrow. I promise you that. Okay. So what's next? Well, now it's time for the proofreading, the editing, the rewriting. Will it take me more than 2 to 3 weeks? 100%. But I'm still going to put it out. It'll be a living document. I will be updating it and revamping it and rewriting as we go. I just want to put it out because I set out a date. I said the book would be done by then. So yes, the book is technically done because there's 14 chapters. There's bones there, right? But I still need to flesh it out. Yes, there's an end, there's a beginning, and there's an ending. There's things, people talk, stuff happens. My goodness. All right. And in the meantime, and let's say I finish before then, I'm going to keep on writing, folks, because I have a lot more ideas, which I will talk about more in the future. So that was it for today. Really short. I will give you a quick recap. I guess the one thing I didn't talk about, because, obviously I'm so excited about finishing. I want to celebrate, but I do want to talk about since the last we spoke, the 24 days. Of those 24 days, right, the days being Monday through Friday, because I don't count weekends, because typically I think I've written on maybe 2 or 3 Saturdays just because the inspiration was that strong where I have to write this. But in the last 24 days, there were 14 days that I wrote and there were 3 days that I didn't. And I think the last couple of times, the last episodes that aired, if you go back, the times that I missed and the times that I wrote were very similar. They were very, you know what I mean? Like I was in and out. But I think because I don't know what it was about chapter 13. I just felt like it had to be strong. You know what I mean? Like this is where you got to hit them. This is what you're building up to. And of course, things still happen in chapter 14, but I just felt like 13 is where you're just like at the top of your, like, oh my God, how did we get here, right? And then yes, stuff happens in chapter 14. But I think once I was able to get over that hump of 13, and it's funny because chapters, and I think I've said it before, I'll say it again, chapters 1, 7, and 13 for some reason were the hardest, right? And I don't know I'm sure there's something special about those numbers. I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure that out. I'll make sure to bring that up next time. But I believe once I got over the hump, over 13, I think it was a little bit easier just because I already knew. So on April 30th of 2021, I already knew the title of the novel. I knew the name of the protagonist, and I knew how it was going to end. So my question was, geez, like, where do you start? Like, where does the story begin, right? I'm in the beginning. Yeah, no, we're not doing that here this time around. And then, so I had a really hard time figuring out where to start, how to start. Once I got that going, chapter 2 was like a breeze. And this was before I got into the 51, like before I had created, like that time, that schedule. Chapter 2 was a breeze. And then 3 and 4, really, those two were probably the ones that also took me a long time. And then once I set that schedule for myself, I noticed a huge shift from look at what it takes you to do in 2 years to look what you can do in 9 months, right? You can literally give birth to a novel in 9 months. And I'm sure some professional writers can do it in less time. It's my first novel, folks. I've never written a book. I may have written research papers in college, but they probably weren't longer than 5 pages at the max. And if they were, I honestly don't remember. I don't even remember what I would be writing about. I'm a chef, right? So not to put chefs down, so let me not say anything anymore. I'm not a chef. I'm a cook. We're really not that bright. That's what I'll say. All right. So now that I got that done and over with, the next thing I want to say is the quote of today, right? Which is a word after a word after a word is power. Thank you, Margaret Atwood. And then I wanted to add to that, and finishing something that you started, like a novel, is really empowering. You feel really good. You're like, this is awesome. Even if I'm not selling it, you know what I mean? Even if I never make a penny out of it, it's like, dude, I did something. I have a purpose. And I will write till my last breath, till I can't move my fingers, till I can't type. I will write because I believe that's my purpose in this life. Is that my only purpose? Probably not, but I feel like writing is such a privilege, and I think it's such an underrated, underappreciated, undervalued privilege that we get to do every day, right? Because someone had to take the time to teach me, you know what I mean? And then, so they had to throw seeds on this dry and nasty dirt, and then God had to come and water it and make it grow, right? So, but thank God for that. And he gave us son through his son, right? Because he is the light. So we got all that. So remember, be empowered. Thank you, everyone, for joining me in this journey. Again, no, this is only the beginning. This is only the first brick of what I'm trying to build. There's a lot more that I want to write. There's comic books. There's other novels. Actually, the next book that I'm writing is a devotional, which is from. I thought to myself, if the Shepherd King, right, if Geordie had a devotional, or if he wrote a devotional, what would that look like? That's the next book that I'm writing. Also, that once it's done, I'm gonna put it out, for free, right? Again, online. So I apologize for all my people that, like that physical. Hey, George, I like the smell. I like that new book smell. Hey, I hope you like that new ebook smell. Okay, that's what we got to serve today. All right. So, hey, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. As always, rightfully yours. This has been George Bidedis, your favorite ink slinger. I'll see you around.